Hi, brothers and sisters. Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to come on here today to give a little bit of encouragement to those of you that may be struggling in your walks. Um, I've been talking with another sister, and we've been sharing some of our struggles with each other, and it kind of seems like the more we try to follow the Lord and do what we're supposed to do, the harder things become. So, this morning, actually, I just got done with my prayer time with the Lord, and um, I was just telling him some of the things that I feel like I have repeatedly struggled with and that I'm having trouble getting over. And I know that the Lord's put it on my heart that there's a few people that have entered my life lately that are, um, they're sent here for a purpose, and the purpose, I believe, is going to be to help me see some darkness that's still within me that needs to be dealt with, and also help me to overcome some of the things that will be revealed through this darkness. The one person actually that the Lord has kind of placed in my life right now, this person harbors a spirit that is definitely not of God. It's a Jezebelic spirit, and it doesn't have boundaries or limitations, and I've noticed that it brings out not good feelings in me sometimes, and um, it's actually helped me to see that there's some things that are still in me that need to be dealt with. So that's part of the reason why um, I've been talking with this other sister, because she's kind of experienced the same things through some people in her life as well. So if this person wasn't in my life, then I wouldn't see the things that I'm struggling with right now because they were hidden in my heart. But because this person has been placed in my life and I can't really get away from them right now, the circumstances have made it to the point where I'm going to have to deal with this person for a little while longer. So that tells me that this is a divine intervention, and the Lord wants me to um, learn what I need to learn and overcome what I need to overcome through dealing with this person. So, anyways, this morning, um, I was in my prayer time with the Lord, and I was just kind of confessing some of these things that have been creeping up within me that I don't like and I don't want there, and I know they're there, but I need to get rid of them. And so the Lord gave me a word today that I wanted to share with you guys, because I really think that it's going to speak to a lot of people. So I'm going to share that. And I'm sorry if you hear a noise in the background. My dog is chewing on a really hard bone, so it might be a little distracting. I hope it's not. Okay, so this is what the Lord gave me today after my prayer time with Him. The Lord said, "It is always darkest before the dawn. I am creating a new thing in you. The tests will help you figure out who you are in me. Your weaknesses will be exposed, and so will all those things which are not of me," which is exactly what's been happening. "Let them come to the forefront, daughter, so I may deal with them. Allow me to cleanse you of all the things that are not of me." This process can be painful as these things begin to surface, but in order to break free from all that holds you in bondage, it must be brought to the light. For the light will expose the darkness. Nothing can hide in the darkness once exposed to the light. When you reverence me, you show your obedience to the process. These things I wish to remove in you take time, but they must first be made known in the light. My light exposes all evil and its presence. Many try to hide their darkness, but I see all. Nothing is unknown to me. Unless one deals with the darkness that hides in the recesses of one's heart, that cannot break free, they cannot break free from what holds them in bondage. Free will plays a major role in how long it takes to remove the darkness from within, my children. The sooner you submit to the process, the sooner the work begins. This is never easy and requires much self-examination. This is where many refuse to continue on. Once their deeds are brought to the light, they try and hide them or skip over them and not deal with what rises from within their hearts. Excuse me. This is sin, children. These things cannot remain. Those things done in secret must be destroyed by the light. It is only by light that these issues will make manifest. Allow them to come up and be removed from within you. I see all things. I know your heart and your motives. There's nothing I don't already know about you. So you see, you don't have to hide your frailty. Embrace it and let me overcome those things within you. Let me fill the crevices deep within your heart that only I can get into. Don't delay in coming to me, for the longer you wait, the deeper the root becomes. It's time to let go of the heartache. Of all those things that you are ashamed to carry, expose them to the light and allow me to remove the hidden things within you. Remember, I know all your struggles. Nothing comes as a surprise to me. It's time to cleanse the temple. Time is short. Deal with your flaws now, so you will be prepared to stand in the day of my visitation. My offer is a free gift and open to all those who will receive of it. Come to me, all who are weary and laden, and I will give you rest. You are just a prayer away. Give me your concerns today, and let me in to help you. I am the victor, the Redeemer. No one knows you better than I do. I stand outside the door and knock. Will you open up to me and let me in? And that's basically where the Lord stopped today. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because I have really struggled with some things that I thought I overcame and I didn't overcome them, which is part of the reason why I think the Lord allowed these things to come up against me, because had they not, I would have known what was still deep inside of me. And the easier stuff is dealt with. The harder stuff stays in there longer. Like the Lord said, let me into the crevices. The crevices are the deep. They're the narrow, the really narrow, skinny things that are between two places. And they're usually between a rock and a wall. So if there's things inside a crevice, then that means there's still hardness in your heart. There's still darkness in there. And the Lord wants that out. And a lot of times I think for myself, like, even though I know that the Lord knows everything about me, there sometimes there's a shame that comes when these things come up, because you're like, wow, where did that come from? Where did that thought come from? Why did I feel that way? Why did I act that way? Why did I say that? And these are things that the Lord wants us to experience. He wants those thoughts to come forward. He wants that action to come up, because if He doesn't put something in your life to stir that emotion or that action or that response, then you're not going to know what you need to work on. You're not going to know that it's still there. So I hope this encourages you guys to know that it's not a bad thing when it happens. It's a bad thing if you don't deal with it, because that's sin. We need to deal with the things that the Lord brings to the forefront for us. If He's showing you something that's within you, we need to get it out. That's our responsibility. The Lord's not going to take everything out from us. If you're struggling with something and it continues to keep coming up, then ask the Lord to help you to overcome that. Ask Him to help you and give you the grace and the mercy to deal with whatever that circumstance is or whatever that issue is. And it may be something that He deals with right away, and there may be a process of time that has to take place, because there are things for us to learn in the journey. There are things for us to learn as we move from one issue to another issue. So I hope you find this encouraging today. I did. It made it easier for me to confess some of the things that I'm not quite I'm not happy about, things that I'm more ashamed about, but like the Lord said, He knows everything that's in us. We can't hide it. So if you think, if I don't say it and I don't bring it up, then nobody will know anything, He does. So He already knows it. So if you're going to confess something that you're struggling with or something that's ugly from within you, then just know once you confess it, once you bring it out, once you begin to let Him come in and to deal with it, then the sooner you're going to be able to get rid of it and overcome it. So I hope this brings you guys some encouragement, some comfort today. Just know that these trials and these tests are going to come. They're supposed to come. If they don't, then we won't know what needs to be changed within us. We won't know what we need to work on. So God bless you all, and I will be back as the Lord leads. Take care now.